Well, as you guys know, eBay told us at eBay Open that AI was working. Everything was great, except for eBay Motors and all that. So I decided, and I haven't used this yet, but with you guys here, I'm going to go in and I'm going to list a couple items. Now, once you go into selling, it'll give you the option to one of these things here. And I just want to do a photo upload. I want to use my photos. And I want to convert the photos to drafts. Okay, tells you to be organized and all this stuff. You don't need to remind me of that. Select photo count. So I believe it's going to be eight photos that I have for each. Doing hats. I want to keep it simple. So let's do this. I have some of your favorite brand. I know I'm going to get yelled at, but I'm doing some Puma hats that I was sent. I believe Charles McBride sent these to me, and so I want to thank Charles for that. I'm going to do some hats. I got 8 of these 8 photos of this white hat, and I just took some quick photos of the white hat, and then I have 8 photos of. This is kind of different. Okay, here we go. 8 photos. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of this tan Puma hat. I think it had some like a camo design on it. So really, it's nothing special. I'll move some photos around so that they're in the order. I don't know if that's necessary at all, but I'll move them so that they're somewhat in the order of the way I want them to appear in the listings. So I'll do that for each one of those real fast. The inside of the hat's not as important as the outside of the hat. So there we go. That looks kind of good, right? So I've never used this tool, by the way. Well, I do say that I have used it when they first launched this about a year and a half ago. They're touting how great it was. I tried to use it at that time. It didn't work for me. So I asked them at eBay Open, and they said that it'll work for most categories. So I thought, well, okay, let's try hats. What other category is other than shoes and clothing is as common as hats? So let's try that. So we've generated these listings based on the photos you just uploaded. Take a moment to review the changes. Make any edits. It says based on your photos you uploaded, category couldn't be pre-filled. Well, I don't know why. In fact, I moved these photos around. I don't know why it can't identify a hat with that first one. That's very odd. So it's wanting me to select a category. So I guess my category, I'm going to type in hat, because I'm not going to go searching through their categories. It says men's categories, hats, save and next. And then we'll do the same thing. We want a hat. This is becoming work. This shouldn't have to. Perfect AI lister to me shouldn't be asking you to type in categories and stuff. Okay, so here we go. Here's what we have. I'm not going to type in style or what. I'm going to let AI do this. That's what the whole point is, right? So let's try it. Submit. It says 2 listings failed due to listing errors. What's going on? Why are there listing errors? Let me turn my light on here. I don't know why I didn't have that on. Look what it says. Look what it gave me here. Empty title. Says description is missing, a shipping service is not specified, the buy it now price must be greater or equal to 99 cents, return policy is not specified, item condition required, the item specific color is missing, item specific department is missing, the item specific size is missing, the style is missing, condition data. What's the whole point of this if I have to fill it out? Right? I'm supposed to just upload a couple photos, and it was able to identify. Let me go down here real quick. It's not showing it to me anymore. There it goes. Was able to identify it was Puma, the brand. So I'm confused here. It wants me to do all of this work. So this is not what eBay said it was going to be. And I will show you exactly what eBay said at this workshop about a week and a half ago. And look, it says it's completed 4 item specifics. Puma, one size, white. I mean, doesn't take much AI to see that. 1 item specific completed on this one. And that was just the brand on this other one. Item description, that's supposed to be on the AI, eBay. What's going on here? I can understand having to supply eBay with maybe my shipping policy I want to use, and maybe even the price, but everything else should be done for me. I mean, it's like, what's the point of having an AI lister if the AI lister doesn't work? And I used 8 photos, so the more photos you provide, the more information you're giving eBay, and the better chance that it has to have a successful listing. But this is just a disaster. So how is this working? Yeah, this is not good. So look, I can't even get past stage 1, but I want you guys, we're going to cut over to what was said at eBay Open when I was at this workshop for the AI lister, for the AI technology, and the questions that were asked. Josh Galt asked some questions. So heck, I even asked the question, but Josh didn't record it. And the question that I had asked, which you won't see in this upcoming cut, and it's kind of long, maybe like 3-4 minutes each portion, but it's going to show you their demonstration of how this was supposed to work. But the question that I asked was, I tried this 1.5 years ago. I sell all kinds of items. It didn't work then. Does it work now? And what categories does it not work in? And they pretty much told me the only categories that it wouldn't work would be like eBay Motors because of the fitment. However, my experience should be different. And my experience isn't different. So I'll ask you guys, have you tried using eBay's AI? And this is right here the disappointment. So I left eBay Open with a lot of optimism, but then I put into play what they said would work, and it's not working. So this is just, I don't know if the department heads, the executives realize that this is what you get. You're doing hats. Hats are very common on eBay. There's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hats on eBay. So it's not like I'm doing some weird, crazy category. Why doesn't it work? This is not AI, guys. This is not AI. So let's cut over to the demonstration, I guess, at the eBay workshop and how it's supposed to work. And you will see how that is very different than what I just showed you here on the platform.
Whether you've dabbled in AI or you're just curious what all the buzz is about, this session is for you. Our goal is simple: to help you understand how AI, especially the tools available here at eBay, can save you time, boost your listings, and help grow your business.
Hi, Prabhu Murata, thank you for taking my question. So with the software like Listeasier and eBay's bulk listing software, we're seeing sellers dramatically increase the number of listings that they're doing and also dramatically increasing the amount of revenue. The issue that seems to be having is that sellers who are dramatically increasing their revenue are flagging trust and safety, or in turn holding their funds. And I'm just wondering, is that a conversation that you're having with trust and safety to make sure that this isn't an issue moving forward?
We are, but for more specifics on trust and safety, you should come talk to us at the seller clinic, because we can definitely take a look at more. I feel like you may have some specific examples to talk to us about, and we would actually love to hear more about those to make sure we're capturing that feedback properly.
Perfect.
Maybe we can look at it more on an individualized basis.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Since we first launched our AI capabilities to improve the seller experience, over 10 million unique sellers have used our Gen AI features, creating more than 200 million listings. Simply upload your images in a batch, and the drafts are generated automatically. So let's take a look at a demo of how this works. Okay, the way to access this is through Seller Hub. So on this page of Seller Hub, if you click on the Create Listing button, the big blue button on the right, you'll be taken to another page where one of your options will be the photo upload bulk tool on the left, right? Photo upload. And on the right, you're gonna select your photo count. So ensure that it's the same number of photos per listing. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But essentially, for now, in this example, I have one photo per listing to start with. You can always go back and add more. So now I'm gonna look for my images. You're gonna be able to find them, select them all at once, and upload them. So it's taking me a little bit to find them and realizing they're actually in my downloads folder. There they are. Those are my three images: the Mulberry black bag, the pink Chloe bag, and the vintage Coach bag. So I'm gonna select them all at once. I'm gonna upload them, and I can see really quickly they've been identified correctly into 3 different drafts. So I'm gonna generate my drafts by clicking this button on the bottom. And I can see here that they've been associated with the draft, and not only that, but information has already been extracted from each of these images. I see that the category's been filled out correctly. I see that the brands have been correctly identified, and I can start filling out the title. And once I start writing in my title, the AI tool will pick that up as well and fill out even more information. So I start typing the titles from my 3 listings here. I started with the first one. I just noticed there was a typo. But so here's my second one, the Chloe Pink Marcy bag. And as this is happening, you'll see this little spinner wheel on the left. That's telling me that the system is processing this new information, and I can already start to see how many things have been added to this listing that I haven't had to do myself. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do the third one now. This is looking pretty good and very encouraging. So I'm adding my vintage Coach red leather bag as a title. And I now can see that it's extracting more data. And now I'm going through, I realize that I'm getting some hints also. So for example, a shoulder bag here is what I select. I'm very quickly able to select any of these hints and suggestions to keep going very quickly. And I can see all the way at the end, there is a column of item specifics, and it tells me how many have been filled out. Anything that has that blue triangle at the corner is essentially how many things the system has done for me that I should just review, right? So it's extracted, on one of those listings, it was like 21 aspects that I didn't have to do myself, excuse me. Then I can save my drafts for later. I can continue filling out price, description, shipping options, or I can save it for later. I can get more images and upload it to them. The bulk photo upload tool allows you to do up to 600 photos at a time. So what that means is, say you do it similar to the example I had, where you have 600 images and it's 1 image per draft that you want to get started with. That would mean it would generate 600 listing drafts in that one go. Or if you have 600 images, but you have 2 images per draft, right? It'll create 300 drafts out of those 600 images. So this takes a little bit of organizing on the front end with your photos. Make sure to avoid that hunt and peck that I did at the beginning of that video. Just make sure you're organizing your images and making sure that there's the number together of the ones that you want to be associated with that single draft, and then there has to be the same number for every draft to get started. So 1, 2, 3, however many you want. And then you go and bulk upload that entire folder of images in that first step, and you'll see, boom, that whole list of drafts get generated for you. It's actually pretty simple once you kind of organize yourself at the beginning.
Essentially what they're saying, and that demonstration showed you, was not only do you upload the photos, but you have to help out the AI, so the AI isn't as intelligent as they want you to think it is, and you have to help it out. So according to what they are saying, I have to go in and put, let's see if this works, white Puma, I don't know, baseball hat. Okay, now it's going to spin. That's what they said. And this one is like a tan Puma baseball hat. I don't know if it's more of a golf hat or whatever, but I shouldn't have to go through all this and put in all this information. Now, then and only then will it start to, go in and try to help you fill these things out. So, and then of course, it still doesn't, of course, you got to fill in the condition, of course, so new tags. But, edit item description, there is none. And that's a part of it as well. I mean, you'd want to have an item description in here. Where's their magical AI for the item description? Custom label, I don't care much about that. This one also would be new tags. But then, let's say you fill out this information. eBay's not adjusting the title. So you have to have a firm grasp on what this item is. A color. I mean, I guess I'll just throw in beige just for the heck of it. So I guess you have to know what this design is for the hat. I gotta tell you, I guess it says Puma on the design. I thought it was more of like a camo, but I gotta tell you, this whole idea where you have to assist AI and tell it what you're looking at. How many of us have items we're not really sure what it is? That's kind of the whole point. If I knew what the item is, I would go in and I would simply type in what it is and piggyback off of a successful listing, and most of the item specifics are going to be filled out. I'm still providing my photos. The whole idea behind an AI photo lister program, maybe eBay, you're out there listening to this, is to upload a series of photos, okay, whether you're telling eBay we have 5 photos or 1 photo or 8 photos per listing, that's irrelevant, okay, because the more photos we're giving, it's supposed to help the AI determine what we're looking at. But most sellers are going to have a batch of stuff, and they might know what a few of these items are, maybe even most of them, but they may not know what all of the items are. And so now we have to go in and manually figure it out, type in a title before eBay fills out your item specifics. So I guess this is more of an item specifics filler outer tool than an AI lister, because an AI photo lister is going to take just the photo, tell you what you have, and then fill out all the item specifics behind it. This is not it, and this is not magical, and I want to know what you guys think down below. Is this something that you can use for your processes? Are you using this for your processes? I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to use it. I guess if you know what you're dealing with and just don't want to fill out item specifics, and you have the title, you have the photos, put them in, it's going to do that back end work for you in the item specifics for the most part, maybe not completely. Is this going to speed up your workflow? I guess that's the important question. So for me, it's not as advertised. I'm giving this thing a D. Giving this tool a D. And before you can tout AI, and I get it, eBay's utilizing their own AI. They're not reaching out to ChatGPT. They're not reaching out to these other providers for external AI, right? It's cheaper that way for them. It's all about the money, I guess. They're doing this all in-house, and I guess this is kind of what you expect. So if this is the kind of tool that maybe speeds up your workflow and just allowing you to start a listing from scratch, and then as you fill in the title, it fills in the item specifics, then hey, then this is a new way for you to list. But I got to tell you, from what I've seen, and I don't really utilize a lot of AI listing software, there's a lot of other programs out there that are much better alternatives than this if you're trying to speed up your workflow and get more listings up on the platform. But that's just my review, my thoughts. Want to know what you guys think down below. If you appreciate this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we go live or make another video. But I got to tell you guys, this isn't for everyone, and may or may not be for you, but only you are going to determine that. And figuring that out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy, Well, you guys have an excellent rest of your day. We will talk to you here very soon. Take care.
Shots back, returns, and lowball offers too. Zero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the thing that is within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy by your side. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.